The POCO M2 Pro has unfortunately been at the receiving end of some flack for being a mere rebadging exercise, and of course, there were some security and privacy concerns that were highlighted by some fellow YouTubers out there. Thankfully, POCO has already issued a statement saying that one of these concerns will be addressed soon in a software update. Be that as it may, the POCO M2 Pro is a good piece of hardware and is well positioned in the market despite being a rebranded Redmi Note 9 Pro with a few tweaks. And therefore, I decided to compare it with its immediate competitor and possibly the one phone that quite a few of you would have a doubt on which one should you pick, the Realme 6 or the POCO M2 Pro. Which one of these two is the best value for money under Rs 15,000? Hi, I'm Ashraf from Mr. Phone and let's get this video started. But before we move on, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it to get notified whenever Mr. Phone puts out an awesome new tech video. Also, we're building communities over at Instagram and Telegram, links to which should be in the description below. The POCO M2 Pro's trump card is that it is made entirely of glass, which gives it a premium look and feel as well. Plus, it has Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection on the front and the back. The Realme 6, on the other hand, quite literally, is majorly made of plastic with a Corning Gorilla Glass 3 reinforced front. The benefits of plastic over glass on the rear is that it will not shatter easily like glass, and the whole phone is lighter too. In fact, if you look at the ergonomics, the Realme 6 with its 6.5-inch display has a smaller footprint overall. It just felt easier to hold and use. However, the M2 Pro has another trump card up its sleeve, the fact that it comes with P2i nano coating to protect its internals from splashes of water, and that is a definite plus. Now, both the phones come with a headphone jack, USB Type-C port, single mono speaker, and a 3-in-1 SIM card tray with a separate slot for a memory card. And the side-mounted fingerprint scanners are equally fast and responsive. But once again, the M2 Pro has an upper hand here with its infrared blaster. You can use your phone as a remote control with the electronic equipment in your house. Another area where POCO offers tangible benefits is the vibration motor. The haptic feedback is undoubtedly better than the Realme 6. When it comes to the design on the rear, I find the POCO more attractive and fresh, especially with the two-tone pattern and the square camera module that maintains symmetry. The M2 Pro just feels more premium to me. Obviously, you could prefer the Realme 6 because looks are subjective after all. Overall though, I like the functional improvements on the POCO M2 Pro, like for example, the fact that it comes with a P2i nano coating for splash resistance and protection of the internal parts, and of course the fact that you get an infrared port on the top. Having said that, the Realme 6 is far more comfortable to hold and use with one hand, and I really like the curves, and it's just a better phone ergonomically. So it's very difficult for me to actually pick a winner when it comes to the design of these smartphones. The display on the POCO M2 Pro is slightly larger compared to the Realme 6 like I mentioned before, so if you want a big screen, the M2 Pro is the way to go. However, I prefer the hole punch placement on the Realme 6, which is to the left. When you hold the phone in landscape mode for gaming, it gets hidden. Not only is the hole punch on the POCO M2 Pro in the dead center, it also extends a little further down from the top and therefore cutting very close to the top bars of apps. Another obvious advantage with the display of the Realme 6 is that it has support for 90Hz refresh rate. This makes general everyday usage feel smoother and more responsive. As for the brightness, both can get equally bright. Although I feel that Realme is very aggressive with auto brightness and tends to keep it low at all times to save battery life. Also, the oleophobic coating is really bad on the display compared to the M2 Pro. It picks up fingerprints very easily and I had to wipe it down more often than not. This might not be a big deal for you, but I'm not a fan of the display looking dull after limited use. As for the touch response, it is pretty good on both the phones. I didn't feel any touch input lag while playing games. To sum it up, I'd still go for the Realme 6 for its 90Hz fast high refresh rate panel because it is a flagship grade feature and I am a sucker for high refresh rate panels. Coming to the controversial part. The POCO M2 Pro has been mired in a bit of a controversy. It runs POCO Launcher on top of Android 10. POCO Launcher is based on MIUI 11. The phone is filled with junk apps in comparison to the Realme 6, which is doing a far better job of not bloating the software. One of the apps pre-bundled with the Poco M2 Pro on our unit at least was Hello, which was recently banned by the Indian government citing data mining and data privacy concerns. Poco's statement clearly acknowledges this problem and states that Hello was a part of the pre-bundled apps even before Indian government made such a statement. A new software update is supposed to fix this problem, but I don't know if it will actually uninstall the app from the background. Anyway, there was another issue of how the security app takes permissions for every single function of the phone. I couldn't even switch it off. And the cleaner portion of the app is powered by Cheetah's Clean Master. This app was banned by Google for ad fraud and data mining once again. However, this is not something very new and it has been happening on Redmi devices for the longest time, and I used to actually urge users to switch off using the security app in entirety. I was pissed because it would add another layer of security scan over Google's Play Protect after installing an app, which was super annoying. Anyhow, I hope Xiaomi takes note of this fact and makes amends in MIUI 12, which I am pretty sure it will considering the backlash has been huge. Interestingly, Realme's Phone Protect app has a cleaner function inside the phone as well. And to no one's surprise, it is also powered by Cheetah Mobile. Cheetah is actually omnipresent if you ask me. Thankfully, this app doesn't overdo on the permissions bit. To be entirely honest, the Android 10 tweaks made to Realme UI and MIUI 11 are both equally good and bad. While Realme offers a cleaner experience with fewer bloatware apps, Poco Launcher is far more feature-rich with an enhanced app drawer experience and the option for deep customizations. I just hope Chinese smartphone makers stop partnering with Chinese apps that actually are known to mine data, and doing that will obviously rebuild the trust with the Indian buyer. The Poco M2 Pro comes with a 48 megapixel quad camera setup on the rear, whereas the Realme 6 comes with a 64 megapixel quad camera stack. In fact, just take a look at the camera specs comparison on your screen right now to see the differences for yourself. I'm jumping to a quick camera comparison to give you an idea of which one is better. The first sample is actually to check the color accuracy of the shots, and both are almost identical. The M2 Pro tends to make a warmer picture compared to the Realme 6, and while you can't really tell, Realme has actually captured closer to accurate colors. In fact, the dazzle mode in Realme has a far more subdued effect where the camera actually analyzes the color space and applies the effect accordingly. The M2 Pro just boosts the reds to an extent that it looks blood soaked. Checking the detail retention of the sensor plus algorithm, the 64 megapixel sensor comes in handy here. When you look at the close crop of the pixel bin samples, the 16 MP image of the Realme 6 is undoubtedly sharper than the 12 MP pixel bin sample of the M2 Pro. Also, let's take a moment to appreciate the color accuracy of the Realme 6. The M2 Pro is absolutely oversaturated. Realme has done a lot of work behind the scenes to improve the camera performance. I'm glad. In fact, even the high resolution 64 MP sample is much sharper than the M2 Pro. When it comes to HDR pictures, the two phones are almost on par when it comes to detail retention from the highlights. I couldn't notice any differences whatsoever. And both were equally bad with the detail retention in the shadows. They ended up crushing the shadows. Once again, the M2 Pro has just botched the color accuracy so badly. The pink cast over here is so damn off-putting. The second sample is also warm and oversaturated on the M2 Pro. People might like the M2 Pro's picture, but the Realme 6 is definitely more accurate at color processing. As for the dynamic range performance, both are equally placed. Both the phones have an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, and while the Realme 6 is fairly color accurate, it isn't as sharp. The Poco M2 Pro is undoubtedly sharper at close crop. Plus, the edge distortion correction is better on the M2 Pro. Thanks to the high resolution 5 megapixel macro camera on the M2 Pro, you get sharper, more natural looking details. Plus, it can also shoot macro videos. If macro photography is your thing, the M2 Pro should be your choice between the two. When it comes to portraits, I really like Poco/Xiaomi's algorithm that does excellent edge detection and linear blurring. Even the facial tones are more accurate compared to the Realme 6 that has lifted up the reds. Not to say that the Realme 6 is bad here, but the M2 Pro would easily be my pick for the best portrait shot. I generally prefer Realme selfies, but looks like the M2 Pro is much more detailed and vibrant compared to the Realme 6. The Realme 6 has muted colors in order to look more natural, plus it continues to accentuate the reds in facial tones. And the same holds true for the self-portraits. In fact, the edge detection of my beard on the left cheek is spot on the M2 Pro. The Realme 6 Pro blurs it out. Both the Realme 6 and the M2 Pro can shoot up to 4K 30fps videos. You get near identical picture quality, no stabilization, and very similar sound recording on both the phones. Only difference I noticed is that the Realme 6 doesn't crush the details in the shadows as much as the M2 Pro, giving it a slight edge. In 1080p 30fps video, there is very little telling the two apart. Maybe the color temperature is more accurate on the Realme 6, but that's about it. Now you can also shoot 1080p 30fps videos using the ultra wide angle camera on both the phones, but the M2 Pro does it better, way better. It offers better stabilization, details, and lesser noise as well. Overall, the M2 Pro would be my go-to camera for video recording because it can also do good macro videos, which the Realme 6 cannot. Moving on to low light samples, the M2 Pro and the Realme 6 end up underexposing many areas. However, you can definitely see more noise in the Realme 6 sample. The M2 Pro uses an aggressive noise correction algorithm and ends up softening a large chunk of the details in the background. However, the night mode is where it is at, and the M2 Pro is undoubtedly better than the Realme 6. It has far less noise and far more detail retention. Take a look at the Pioneer Square signs on the rear or the lit up stairs on the front. The M2 Pro is just way better. Low-light selfies look good on both the phones by default, and the built-in night mode is actually useless. I actually prefer the normal sample. With screen flash on, the M2 Pro has a more even exposure. In conclusion, the M2 Pro actually takes the lead because of the better secondary and tertiary cameras in the form of the ultra-wide angle camera and the macro camera, which definitely take better pictures than the Realme 6. And of course, the low-light performance is better, and so are the selfies, which is a bit of a shocker considering Realme generally has better selfie cameras. Having said that, when you have ample light, I really love how the colors are on the Realme 6's pictures, plus of course the details at close crop as well, considering this is a 64 megapixel sensor. And of course the M2 Pro needs some tweaking in that area. The Poco M2 Pro has the latest Snapdragon 720G chipset, and the Realme 6 has a Helio G90T system on chip. This is coupled with fast UFS 2.1 storage on both the phones. If you look at the benchmarks, the Poco M2 Pro leads in Geekbench, but the Realme 6's Antutu score is better. That's because the GPU on the G90T is more powerful. In fact, PUBG tops out at HD and high on the M2 Pro, whereas the G90T can push to HDR and Ultra. But yes, the 720G doesn't get as hot as the G90T after 30-40 minutes of gaming. The mono speakers are equally good on both. The audio quality through the headphone jack is slightly more clean and refined on the M2 Pro. The Realme 6 tends to favor the bass frequencies by default. Nothing a little EQing won't fix, but the M2 Pro is better on account of a more dynamic soundscape. As for the batteries inside the phone, you get a larger 5000 mAh unit on the Poco M2 Pro. The Realme 6 has a 4300 mAh battery, which can charge from 0 to 100 in 55 minutes flat using the 30-watt charger. The M2 Pro is no slouch either. The 33-watt charger takes 1 hour and 30 minutes to charge the larger 5000 mAh battery. Plus, the battery life was actually better on the M2 Pro, even if we match the 60Hz refresh rate on both the phones. I got close to 9 hours of usage on the M2 Pro, whereas I got only around 7 hours on the Realme 6. With 90Hz, it should drop down to somewhere around 6 hours. Of course, it is a smaller battery, but by default, the M2 Pro is the phone to pick if you want a longer battery life. One final testing point is call quality and network performance, and honestly both the phones were excellent in calls, but the Realme 6 is slightly better at noise cancellation in calls. So we're at the end of the comparison, and you know what, I've made a handy price comparison chart for us to take a look at and understand where each of these phones stands when it comes to value for money. Essentially, the M2 Pro's base variant and the 6 plus 64GB variant is excellent value for money, and therefore possibly my favorite pick of the two phones. The Realme 6 becomes value for money at the higher variants, and for that price you can get a Poco X2 or a Motorola One Fusion Plus, both of which have better cameras. Realme should have ideally had a 6 plus 64GB variant in my opinion. Anyway, if you want a phone for its premium look and feel, for the best set of cameras, and of course the best battery life, then the Poco M2 Pro is the way to go. Now, if you want a phone for a flagship grade, higher refresh rate panel, and of course, a dependable set of cameras, and the most important thing, great gaming performance, then the Realme 6 is the way to go. Now, that doesn't mean that either one of these two phones are bad at the other functions. I'm just defining the USPs of each phone out there so it becomes easier for you to pick one. But whatever you throw at either one of these phones, they perform those tasks with aplomb. So no concerns over there whatsoever. If you were to ask me, I'd probably go for the Realme 6 because, like I said, I'm a sucker for high refresh rate panels, and of course the gaming performance is better as well. So that's something that I absolutely appreciate, and for my use case, the camera should serve the purpose. My only concern is that MediaTek chips generally don't have support for Gcam. I mean, the Redmi Note 8 Pro has it, so maybe that Gcam works on the Realme 6, but I'm pretty sure that the Poco M2 Pro is going to get its own very own Gcam build pretty soon, so that should take the camera performance to the next level with the Poco M2 Pro. Therefore, if you want a phone purely for camera performance, then I think the M2 Pro is the way to go. So that's it from me. I hope you guys like the comparison and have a fair idea of which one you should pick depending on your use case. I am not picking one winner out of the two because it's going to be really difficult. Until next time, this is Ashar from Mr. Phone signing off. Goodbye and Godspeed, my friends.